Hello everybody and welcome back to Lobricks. Today is a very important day and a lot of people have been waiting for it. We got it. The Ultimate Collector Series Cantina. We're going to be doing a comparison between these two. Leaky's here with me. And we are also going to be replacing my Cantina with the Ultimate Collector Series Cantina. We'll get to why later. But we are not going to be using these two side buildings today, at least. We will be adding those in later. You'll see where in a future video. But yeah, let's get into this. It's gonna be an exciting video. Finally, we got it. Alright, so I know what you guys are thinking. How come you guys are replacing your perfectly good Cantina with the brand new Lego sets? Well, I have my opinions, and Leaky has his opinions. But I personally think that this Cantina is just a lot more detailed. I mean, just look at the sidewall compared to our sidewall. It just has a lot more greebling, as it's called, along here. And I just think the inside of the bar is just a lot cleaner and a nicer look than ours. Granted, it doesn't have any minifigures in it right now, but I think it's just a lot nicer. Also, it's bigger, so we're going to be able to fit more minifigures in there. Not to mention the door is the correct way and the correct orientation, and it has corner booths, so we'll be able to more accurately represent the scene, where ours is more of just a square, which it really isn't in the movie. This is a lot more accurate, the doorway and everything is just 1,000 times more accurate. But Leaky does think that my Cantina is better than this one, so let's get into his opinions.
Yeah, just a couple of things that I like. This is Leaky Trooper here. I really like the detail that Assistant put into his bar. And his bar is wider. Now granted, you probably, if the bar was narrower, like on this new Cantina set, you probably could fit more characters around the outside. But, which is a little unusual, because we still can fit all of our guys in there. You see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4 bricks for the aisleway for the characters. This one also has 1, 2, 3, 4 bricks. It's just his bar is a little wider. So not a big deal, but I love all of the bronze and the vials, and there's more IG-88 heads in his Cantina. Where the new one, the bar is pretty basic, pretty simple. So I do like behind the bar in this one better. So all kinds of vials and glasses and all of that. So that's just my opinion. And also, before we took these roofs off, you could really see into his bar a little better. But I must agree, and why I ultimately said replace it, the front door is more screen accurate with the UCS Cantina set.
Oh, for sure. And that's honestly what we're going for. Now, you will notice it's orientated. Ours is orientated this way. But with this one, we're going to have to orientate it this way like it is in the movie. So that will give us more room along over here to build some more stuff, but it also will extend Mos Eisley a little farther than I was liking. But what are you going to do? It is a lot more screen accurate. So let's actually get into putting this thing in place. So that's going to be very
Assistant, are we literally going to rip the old one out?
We're going to rip it out. And it will be reused, salvaged for other things around Mos Pelgo and the Tatooine MOC in general. So it's going to be very, very beneficial for us, I think.
So one last note. I know that we need to replace all of the figures in there. I think we're going to talk about that after we replace the bar.
Yes, we're going to replace the cantinas, then we're going to get into the figures. But for now, we just got to get the actual structures rearranged. So let's get into that. All right, so we are now ready to rip out our Cantina. Now, if you watched us building this, I don't actually think we have a speed build, but it's actually made in sections. So we're not really ripping the entire thing out, as you can see. It will still be together, but it comes out in sections. So this is our first section we're going to take out, and we're going to place these off screen as we go. But that is the first section, and the next section right along here. This is just the back.
The rear of the bar.
The rear of the bar. It's just the back counterpiece. And then we've got some more additional parts. And as you can see, this was one of the first buildings we had installed here. So it's pretty rough. It's not greatly designed. We were really running low on pieces and the ability to get more pieces. But as you can see, this is the next piece that comes out. And there's also some more detailing on the exterior, which I'm just going to put in a pile right here because we are definitely going to be reusing some of those on the new set just to make it blend in more with our particular MOC. So that's what we've got going on right now. And we've just got some stuff along the sides here needs to come up. Getting that floor up, which I mentioned very recently actually, is going to be a pain. But we will move on. Moisture evaporators on each side of the cantina here. And I'm actually going to rotate to the other side to remove all of the details on the back here.
We didn't mention how the new moisture evaporators are just incredible.
Yes, they are phenomenal. Which we're going to have to make some more to blend in. Also, I don't know if we've mentioned this yet, but the speeder, that I don't remember what the name was, we're not going to be using this out front. We're actually going to be using the more accurate black dished version of it out front of the cantina, but we are going to be using this one in a different location on Mos Eisley, because I think there's a couple of them other floating around in the movie. If I recall correctly, there should be some more floating around. We're actually going to have to use a knife to remove this piece. There we go. Kids, do not use knives to remove your Lego pieces, because when you're removing your Lego pieces, you will also remove your fingers. So that's not good. You want to keep those snapped together, if you will. So don't use knives to remove your Lego pieces. Use the included brick separator. But anyway, we're going to be using the speeder in a different location. They're pretty much exactly the same. This one just has black dishes. So the next part of the cantina is this section. But first, I think we're going to remove all the minifigures and put them in a pile over here for comparison to the new ones later. We do have the older style Greedo and Han Solo, so that's going to be an upgrade. And of course, we have an actually official Pano Baba and Dr. Abazan minifigures now, which is very nice. You no longer have to use the custom ones, even though they are both very lovely figs. We are going to remove all these figures, get them out. Some of them we reuse, we'll get into that later though. This is just the disassembly. That's the first time this cantina has been emptied in a very long time. Oh, couldn't forget about Wur there. So the next part of the cantina over here is this section. This elongated section where the door is, or one of the doors. So we're gonna get to this. Up it comes. Oh, it's barely standing together there. And then, as you can see, there's some mounting plates and whatnot. One of the pieces just went on the floor. Probably
should we remove the scum and villainy wandering out in front of the cantina? Yes,
we probably should. We're
not sure where they're gonna be wandering.
Yeah, and there's just put them in a pile of minifigures. We have a lot of minifigures in this general area, so I mean, it's gonna be kind of hard. And I'm gonna have to make more room. I did not set aside enough room for the old cantina. All right. Ow! Next section is actually this front section here. And I know what you guys are probably cringing right now. I'm not being very delicate at all. But I really, really don't like this cantina. So out it comes.
It was a good cantina.
It was a good cantina, but it wasn't good enough.
It wasn't Ultimate Collector Series cantina?
No, it wasn't quite good enough. But we are going to keep the details on the outside, so I want to keep some of this intact.
Well, we still want it to look like the movie.
Yeah.
And one of the other issues that we'll talk about is the side of the cantina and the dewback pen, which we'll show in a scene right now, is not exactly quite the same in the new cantina.
Yeah, you can check out the movie as we speak. So yeah, as you can see, it's not quite the same.
Still going to make some modifications to the side of the cantina.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what we're going to do yet, but we pretty much just want to get this thing.
Right now we're in removal.
Yes. And yet again, don't use knives to remove your Lego pieces. Not a good idea. That's just a faster and more efficient way of doing it. But don't do it because, like I said, you'll remove your fingers. Never do this. I don't leave.
Do not try this at home, kids.
Do not try this at home. This section is actually pretty much the only custom section. This is what I pieced together here. And I did design this before the Ultimate Collector Series Cantina set came out. And that is pretty much the same as the new one. A little different, pretty much the same. We are going to be keeping that house there, but it has to move, but we got to be careful when we move that. So we're going to go through now and take out the bar. Leaky is going to be very sad right now. We should give a memorial right now to the old cantina.
In memoriam.
In memoriam. Out comes the old bar. I'm actually very happy because I have pieces to build things again, so that's going to be great. Oh, there goes the bar.
The bar is done.
The bar is done. But this gives us an interesting look to see pretty much what the old layout of the cantina was. So there it is. There's the old layout. You see there's the bar and there's the entrance to the bar for work. And now we can remove the floor tiles. Now, we are going to bring this to Brick Worlds and different conventions, so we got to be careful about where we place it base plate wise, because we do want to remove this eventually. Oh my goodness, I don't want to mar up these pieces too bad. Actually, these small ones I should be able to use official Lego. Oh yeah, look at that. Boom. We are moving along now. And yes, this is the proper way to remove your Lego pieces so you don't scratch them up or cut your finger off. That is the recommended way. And we just took out the droid. What are your opinions on this matter, Leaky?
I'm very sad.
The old cantina is gone.
I like the old cantina. I didn't think we would get a new cantina set, and then under the Christmas tree, and I think Assistant had something to do with it.
I did.
There was a Lego-shaped box. I thought it was the AT-AT, the walker from Hoth, but then it turned out to be the cantina. And then immediately I was like, Assistant, what about the old cantina?
Death to the old cantina.
And then I started to cry on Christmas morning. It was very sad, very, very touching scene.
I hope you guys are okay with us removing the cantina. I know there's a certain charm.
Oh, it's a little late now.
To our old cantina, but I do like the new cantina a lot more. And hey, we could always go back and put a new or updated custom cantina if we wanted to, but we'll see.
And as you'll see in a minute, it is going to give us more room to play with in Mos Eisley.
Oh, it will, and I'm excited for that.
And it's going to be a little more screen accurate, the front of the cantina.
And if you guys were wondering what videos are coming up after this, I'm going to do sidewalk details. And then we are finally going to move a little left to you guys right now and move over to that area by the Skyhopper base, and we're going to be updating that area just a tad because it's not very division. It doesn't divide up the MOC very well, and that is definitely needed in our MOC right now. It's not great. And one day I will eventually fix the Dowager Queen's hill here, but that thing is a ticking time bomb when it comes to staying together. You can just ask Leaky. He has completely destroyed that thing a couple times. By accident, of course.
Again, I hope they come out with a UCS version of the Dowager Queen, but I'm not going to.
I don't think we'll ever replace that. That's iconic.
That's an iconic Leaky.
Yeah, we can't.
That and our Crate Dragon Bones.
Yeah, the Crate Dragon Bones in that center, an icon. All right.
I think
we have one more thing to remove. Needs to be removed, and that's this house right here. We got to be very careful because we're definitely going to want to reuse this, and I hope I don't just completely destroy it.
I don't even know if that needs. Oh, it needs to.
There we go. Yeah. Boom.
What about right here?
Well, get rid of that. That's just a little detailing I started to add one day.
Dowager Queen.
Oh, am I not? See? Oh, geez, you're right. Look at this. Case in point, Dowager Queen is completely coming apart right now. We saved it. Maybe? Oh, it's breaking on that side. Can you,
It's mostly saved. Oh, nope. Dowager Queen.
I'm gonna set this off to the side for right now, and we're gonna put it back in when we have the new cantina. All right, we'll put the Dowager Queen back in at the end because that thing is a absolute ticking time bomb.
As you said, ticking time bomb.
Yeah, it's just completely. We got lucky there. It didn't combust. But let's move in to actually putting this thing in place. Oh, is it stuck? It's a little stuck. Move it forward. I think right there is perfect. I want to leave a little bit of room for the Dowager Queen. Move this over just a tiny bit, and I think that's pretty much where we want it. Do you think so, Leaky? That's actually not going to give us very much room, but I think I will add a little bit of a marketplace. This thing's got to be sitting outside with the name.
Well, let's consult the front of the cantina so we get this kind of screen accurate here, because the dewback actually in the picture sits there.
Yes. And I think this is...
I don't think we need the pull on the dewback.
This is a little bit of the problem with us not using our custom cantina. It was custom made for this. I mean...
So this moves about there.
We will eventually add a street over here. We just haven't got to
move the... We can move our street creature.
What is that? That is the very tall thing.
It was like a cow that they looked like they window dressed.
All right, we're just gonna try to embed this into our base plates now. I'm gonna add this in later because that's a little tricky. All right, I hope this lines up with base plates. I should. It's a Lego system anyway. We don't want to have this too pressed down. Just the corners. I'm not gonna press in the middle. Mostly because if we ever want to remove it, we won't be able to. So we're just going to push this back together. And there we go. That's pretty much in place for the most part. We'll be doing a little bit more pushing down, but that is looking utterly fantastic. There we go. It's in. So, I mean, that's pretty much going to do it for getting this cantina in place here. But we still have to go in depth with minifigures, and we still got to put the Dowager Queen back. So let's put that back. All right, we finally got the Dowager Queen back together, and I do say finally because that took an extremely long time. But we are going to be adding the minifigures back in. So first we're going to start with the minifigures that didn't come with the set, but we still had them in our last cantina. For example, first minifigure we're going to add, Mr. Hookah Man. I don't know, that's not very focusing very well. Come on. There, Mr. Hookah Man. And he's just a bunch of different minifigures bundled together. But he has his hookah. He is standing right about there, you'd say?
Yeah, he's standing facing towards the door, kind of eyeballing everyone that comes in with a sideways glance.
All right, we got the hookah guy in there after a little bit of modifications. And we actually have now tours, but we have two of the same. So we're going to put him back in his little bar right there. And we're just going to run the hookah. I put the hookah right in his hands. Just push it down and keep it hidden. And I think that's going to work. Right, the next minifigure, or minifigures, is going to be the Egyptian ladies. They're going to be in the same spot as last time, and the bar's a little tall for them compared to the last time. And we are going to have to get our patrons some clear cups around all over the place. We're going to add these clear cups in. There we go. So those are the Egyptian ladies. And who could forget about the classic spaceman who's just sitting back here. That's where he had him last time, so I think that's where we're going to keep him. He's a little close to the booth there. So I'm going to get a stud, and I'm going to raise up his foot by just a tad. And that should get him in the right spot. So what I've done here is put a little 1 by 1, and he's going to stand right there at the edge, and boom, there is our spaceman. Next up is our first minifigure that is coming from the new set, and that is this guy. He is actually standing, chilling, if you will, right next to the hookah guy. And then there's also another one. We're just going to have Bosk a little farther down.
And the first guy is named Herchek Kalfas.
Yes, Herchek Kalfas. Who could forget? Me. That's who. But anyway, he's going to be chilling. Right. Oh! I've knocked about the booth. Alright. And we're just going to have him stand right there. Yeah, I'm not going to. Alright, there we go. So I moved over this table just a little bit. But we are going to move into the booth, people. I think it's only fair we start with the stage. And we're going to have all 5 of them. So we have all 6 band members from both Cantina sets. But we're only going to be using 5. So I think we have a duplicate band member here. They use the same guy, so he's out. And we've got the 5 band members here. So I'm going to put 3 up front. And then 2 in the back. If we could do that. Yep, it's going to work. So 2 up front. If I could snap his foot in place. There we go. Or 3 up front. 2 in the back. Make sure they're playing their instruments properly. The last guy. This is a struggle, boys. We're struggling. Put the last Cantina member in. Cantina band member. They're all there. There they go. It's a little bit of a tight fit, but we got all 5 in there. And that's really what we're going for. Next up, Greedo in hand. So let's move into that. So we do have 2 slightly updated Greedos and hands here from the new Cantina set. So that's what we're going to be using. And of course, their booth is very famous. Right.
Say goodbye to old Greedo in hand.
Yep, they're going on the minifigure wall of minifigures, which is constantly expanding over here at Lobricks. But there we go. They are both chilling in the bar. So what do we think we should add next? I think we have Hammerhead and Wolfman. So Wolfman is actually sitting in this booth. And then we have Labria, which I believe is sitting across from Wolfman.
Yes. All right, so here's the Labria that we purchased online. Here's our new one that came with the set. We're not sure what we're going to do with him, but your assistant, you want to place Labria?
It's my pleasure to place Labria. He's going to sit right across from, even though that's not quite accurate, he's going to sit right across from this Wolfman. And next up is Hammerhead and Scratchy. So Hammerhead is the first time we've seen him. We were using kind of a knockoff.
Moma Nadan.
Moma Nadam.
And I guess he's a gardener of some kind.
There's a whole backstory for him. Well,
actually, put him on the other side.
Yeah,
so
we
can see him a little better.
I want to put him right there. I'm gonna get some more Cantina members or Cantina folk later. There's an awesome YouTube video from someone who made a fantastic Tatooine MOC that once we eventually make those minifigures, I'll link and you'll see what I'm talking about. But that's where it's gonna be sitting in some of the other booths. But we don't have them yet. But here comes 2 more very important guys. So these guys right here, these fellas, they are just gonna be standing along over here. Where should we put these guys?
Yeah, if you can, stand them right there. Do they fit there?
Yeah, they kind of do, yeah. I'm going to have one kind of walking this way, too.
There we go.
Now, here comes something that is a big decision for us, and I think we have come to a conclusion. With Dr. Ebazan, we ordered a custom Dr. Ebazan a while back. And if you could get a focus there, we have an overview of this minifigure in a later episode, so if you want to see him in great detail, you can watch that. I think it's the first unboxing video. So check that out. But I think he's better than the Lego provided one. So we're going to use the custom one, and he's going on the minifigure wall. That's what that's about. But we are going to have Dr. Ebazan facing this direction.
Now wait a minute. Where does Cabe go?
Have the booth knocked over. We'll get to that in just a minute. We have to put Chewbacca in first. We're going to have the booth knocked over. And then Luke Skywalker, which is the same Luke Skywalker as before, but the one from the Cantina set. He's going to be up against the wall here. He's kind of sitting. I'm going to move this chair just so we can get. He's going to be laying up against the wall there. And we're going to have Pondo Baba next to him with his arm off. We are going to be using the new Pondo Baba. Of course. We'll put the chair in there. We'll figure out what to do with him next. This is the old Pondo Baba. And there's the new one. Molded head. Getting rid of the custom one. Even though the leg printing is a little nicer. But, Pondo Baba, was it his right arm or his left arm that's cut off? I believe it was his left, or right. So, we're going to have him... No, it was this arm, right? Because Obi-Wan was standing on this side. Okay, we're just going to have to put Luke in at the end. And
get you the 2 blood pieces.
Yeah, we'll get the 2 blood pieces so we can hold. And there's the table. And Luke will be knocked over. Well, does he have a surprised face? This is kind of his stern face. And Luke will be kind of knocked up against there in surprise. Because Obi-Wan Kenobi. Which I think we got a better, more detailed Obi-Wan Kenobi. But he's wearing his dark robe in the cantina.
That's okay. He's got his light robe on underneath. So he's hooded. So you want to use the hooded Obi-Wan.
Alright. So Obi-Wan. Sweet Obi-Wan needs a stud. You know what? This cantina is not very impressing me of putting these minifigures in. It's not.
Let's put your old one back. Oh, that's right. We can't. We broke it.
Well, it's going to look a lot better. There we go. And then we're going to have Cabe. He's going to be reaching up for his drink. Yep, there's Cabe. The camera doesn't really focus well on the minifigures. It takes a year and a half. Come on. Well, yeah, anyway, there's Cabe. He's going to be chilling right here.
He's like a mousy bat guy.
Yeah, he's very interesting. And then we're going to have a Jawa, I guess.
No, Chewbacca. There's no
Chewbacca,
Jawas.
yeah. He's going to be standing.
Here's old Chewbacca.
We did not have an updated version of new Chewbacca.
We had a really old Chewbacca.
For a lot of people, they're calling for this one to get updated. Which we just recently, just like a couple days ago, got this Chewbacca. So, you win some, you lose some. But anyway, we're going to have a cup for this guy right there. And Chewbacca will be... I'm going to get his bowcaster out of his hand because that just doesn't fit. We want to keep the accessories and everything we take out of the set. We want to put it in the box. So there's the things we took out. So that's pretty much... I'm actually going to move Cabe down just a little bit. That's pretty much the setup we've got going on for minifigure-wise. But we are going to be adding like 2 or 3 more minifigures to this. But this is pretty good. I'm liking the way this is looking, except for the Hook guy. He's got to be standing up a little more. And there we go. There's the minifigures.
For the inside of the cantina.
The inside. We are definitely going to have some more wandering about on the outside. Because we do have some Jawas. Most notably, I think there's a Jawa standing right here. Their old one.
Actually, he's right in front of the little door here. And you can't sit the Jawas down. Unfortunately, this is blocked. You can't. We'll show you from the front.
We'll give this Jawa a buddy.
Yeah, there were multiple Jawas standing there. I don't think you can see that.
We'll give the Jawa. Oh, you cannot see what we're talking about here. We put the Jawas. That's a crazy angle. We put the Jawas right there. So that's where they go. And we are going to adjust the camera slightly so we can show you the other side of the cantina. So there's an overhead view. And we're back over here. Now we had some... We had some citizens wandering about Mos Eisley. So they were most particularly off camera a little bit, right in front of here, right there, and I'm gonna have another guy walking right there.
And we'll put another Jawa just kind of hanging out up against the wall there.
There he is, he's chilling. And most importantly, we have a lot of sand troopers to add. We've got a lot of them. A lot of them have came in, so we're gonna do that. But Leaky Trooper actually has to show you his favorite minifigure ad to the whole cantina. You want to show
Yes,
that right now?
and this is Garadon, and he is the Imperial Spy. And this is a very interesting minifigure. If you take his hood off, his head and his mask are two different pieces. And the head is just a black piece. So there is Garadon. We're going to show you, we're going to put him on the board in a minute.
Trying to just clean up.
And since we have extra Cantina band members, there's actually one sitting in the bar. We're not quite sure where we're going to put him yet. So right now we're just going to put him, we'll put him in this corner booth. Right here. He's taking a smoke break.
Of course.
Right, so there is the interior of the bar. I'm going to put the top spec on for now. Future videos we'll make sure we take these off so you can see them, but oh, got one on reverse. Assistant told me not to break Dowager Queen again, or he'd break my fingers.
That's true.
Don't remember. Ah, there we go. That's how that goes on. And that's how that one goes on.
Much just putting in what we had before, which was just a little bit of greebling, as the kids like to call it in the mock making community. Just a little bit of greebling. That's all. Just good greebling on this side. You got some junk, but just so it fits in with ours a little better, we're gonna add our little pipes. Last one's going up front, and we'll put this one right there, like that, there, and we'll put this last guy right there. And I don't think we need any more moisture evaporators here, so we're gonna put them somewhere else. So that is right there. I think, no, like that. Maybe? I don't really know. That's a good question.
I think.
There we go.
There you go.
And we're missing a roof panel. Do you know where that is, Leaky?
That is right here. Ah.
Oh, geez. Well, I'm going to put some moisture evaporators just around different locations for now. We'll find permanent locations for them later. But we've got like 2 more things to show you guys, and then we'll be done. So let's get into that.
Alright, well I'm going to do my favorite thing first, which is Garadon. He is basically just a snitch, just a rat, and he's telling the stormtroopers that where our rebel friends are, and there's R2-D2 and C-3PO. And we wanted to have one more stormtrooper with these guys. And as you remember, they had a little droid with them, pointing the way. So he is telling them where R2-D2 and C-3PO are. So now let's look at the let's look at our other land speeder. in town. My crapper build one versus the new UCS Cantina version. All right, so then there's the V35 land speeder. Here is my version of it, which is we're taking off the board. I think we're going to keep this around for a while. I don't think it's going to be returning to Mos Eisley. And let's see it side by side with the UCS version. So the UCS version is definitely better built, although maybe not completely screen accurate, but definitely better than mine. So we are going to put that guy right where the other one was. Let's see it. View of Mos Eisley. All right, and now I'm going to turn you back over to Assistant. He's going to show you with what we're doing with all these new sand troopers, and we also got a new dewback.
All right, so here's our sand troopers over here. I know this guy isn't supposed to have an orange pauldron, he's supposed to have a black one, but they are on their way to check out the crashed escape pod. So now we have finally have two dewbacks and all the sand troopers to accompany them. And also I put that house in place. So actually let's take a look at everything we got going on over here. So as you can see, the sand troopers going out to the escape pod. The brand spanking new T-35 or whatever it is.
V35.
V35. And of course, the brand new Cantina, which is looking good, might I add. Let's get a street view here. As you can see, it looks a lot better, and I'm going to add some greebling in there, and I think it just looks so much better. Now you got a door, the two Jawas. It's a little dark in there. We got Labria chatting up these folks.
No, that's Garradon.
Garradon.
The spy.
I think I'm going to move him slightly over. Chatting up the folks to expose our rebel friends. Other than that, that's pretty much what we've added for today. And I know, it's a big change. That new Cantina really looks good, though. So I think that's pretty much it for today's video. I know it was pretty long, and I apologize. And some folks might not like this video.
And don't
Just
forget,
because.
make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, force punch the notification video button so you can see our videos when they come out. This is Leaky Trooper saying goodbye, and Assistant, I will see you soon.
Well, that is Leaky Trooper saying goodbye. I just want to say, I know some people are not going to like this video because we got rid of the old Cantina, but I think this looks a lot better and will give us room to finally improve this side of Tatooine and the side of Mos Eisley. So that's pretty much it for this episode. I know it was pretty long, but I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching.